Hello everybody, my name is Weston Covey. Welcome to the whatever episode of Asbesties this is, where we talk about military, video games, and whatever other shit we have. I am Weston Covey, owner of Covey Surplus. I am joined today by Odiesian Supply, we're going to call him Vegas, and the ever so wonderful East German sympathizer, Warden, or we may call him Seth, also. Oh.
I'm whatever I'm called.
We call you a lot of things.
Yes,
Half of them I can't say in front of children. So this is, Warden is a person who's been following me for too long. It's starting to get kind of serious, and I'm starting to get scared. Odiesian Supply owns a military surplus store that I've been secretly hoping he gets nice and big because he got some cool shit. You want to give yourself an introduction? Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Where are you pointing to?
You. We're all waiting here for you. Just awkward silence. So I'll just drink some cum.
Okay, sure, do that.
Oh, actually, I guess before we get started, my drink for tonight is some rum. We got Sonora Crema de Barcelona, pineapple pina colada rum. That looks like milk. It's actually extremely freaking good. I recommend it if you ever see it.
It is actually just milk.
It's just milk that tastes like pineapples. That's alcoholic. I think that's the best way to put it.
Yep.
My drink is 2 liters of RC Cola.
The best cola out there, my man.
Indeed it is.
What are we drinking today, Warden?
My drink is hot chocolate with some
whiskey.
peppermint, whiskey, and chocolate syrup.
Don't you love it when you just turn 21 and you can be financially irresponsible?
He didn't even know he put whiskey in that hot chocolate.
He did actually put whiskey. When he said it a minute ago, you had your headphones off. So
yeah, no, like I think I put 2 doses of whiskey in this.
Okay, it's not doses; it's fingers or ounces.
No, I mean,
wait, hold on.
No,
Was that a head of lettuce?
Yes,
Cabbage, obviously. It was actually more like this size, but I've been eating it.
Okay, we need to get you the hat from the guy from Avatar: The Last Airbender. My cabbages. We need to get you that. Okay, I actually do have a World War II turban over here. You put the turban around this. We could get you one of these and get you the hat, and then you can just be my cabbages.
Hold on, I can't see. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know why you sit so far away from your computer. Anyway, we got off topic. This is going to happen a lot. Odiesian Supply, would you actually tell us a little bit about yourselves?
My name is Vegas Pop of Odiesian Supply.
Pop.
Pretty small Serp guy. Pop is actually Hungarian primarily, so,
Puppy.
Yeah. Grandfather got out of there during the Cold War. Pretty small surplus company.
Well, you just got started recently, I feel like. When did you get started again?
I got my business licensing and such, January of this year.
Well, for how little you're, I don't like to ever say somebody's little, because it's just all a matter of perspective, but for how new you are, your website's actually pretty cool. You got some decent stuff, and your Instagram advertising and meme shit and meme tomfoolery is fucking phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah. That is, of course, the best you can do when you can't buy advertising and such.
Yeah. It's I mean, half the time I'm afraid you're gonna go schizophrenic and do some shit from some of your memes, but that's a topic for later. But yeah, you're still in college, if I remember right.
Yep.
And you're just kind of running your surplus store out of your dorm room. You got some pretty good soap. We mostly have the same suppliers, but your prices are really fair. I love the way you set up your website. I'm actually kind of jealous about it. It's really nicely set up.
Yeah.
What's your plans? What's your goals for? Why are you doing it?
Well, Odiesia is a brand. There are other people other than me. However, I run Odiesian Supply completely on my own as a representative of that. Yeah, our big goal is definitely to get into completely other businesses, such as getting an FFL and having firearms and such, which obviously would definitely be a lot bigger than surplus out of your room.
Yes, it's a lot of work. Trust me. That's how I wanted to get started. I wanted to open my own gunsmith shop, and it's a lot of work. So, and it's getting worse every year. But that's actually really cool. I didn't know you were part of I guess you'd say a conglomerate or a brand. That's really cool. I did not know that. I need to see what else you guys got going on. It's always nice when you have a big plan like that. Like one day I want to open up a gun store as part of it. That's always awesome. When you have a set when you have a set place like that, you got some good things going for you.
I mean, it's a pretty small group. Aside from Odiesian Supply and Instagram, we don't really have that much going on yet because either members are in the military or in college, so we don't exactly have free time for business other than me.
Well, gotta start somewhere though, and I feel like you're doing pretty good for 1 year of business going in. God, the fucking lettuce gets me every time.
It's cabbage.
What is wrong with his cabbage?
It's the crinkling sound. So yeah, that's kind of cool. You're doing mostly European surplus. Is there anything else you want to do as the Odiesian Supply surplus section? Is there any big plans you want to do? Specific categories you got ideas for? I mean, Cold War surplus is the best to get into because it's what we can still afford and buy. But is there anything else you want to... I mean, it's not like you're going to... Your plans can always change, so it's not something you have to stick with. But what are you thinking?
I think Central European stuff, like Czech and even more Polish. People really like the Polish stuff.
Polish stuff is getting really popular. I got some. I'm planning on spending a good couple months in 2023 focusing on Polish stuff, but that's because me, Americana, and Saluk are having a pretty cool idea of getting some new stuff, which we can talk about that later. But because it's still in the working phase, it's not going to be set. So, but Polish stuff is really, really damn popular. I want their hats so damn bad, but they're actually kind of expensive.
And the thing is, you know when it's a Polish person getting Polish stuff because you'll see their order name is like Steve Wozizwiak.
Yes, I've gotten that a few times, and I'm always just like, yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
Guys.
Polish and Czech stuff, it's really it's more awesome than I think people give it credit for. Like the amount of different Polish Czech camouflages, and all the really cool it's just so freaking cool. I've been doing a lot with the Czech stuff recently, with the Czech WZ92s, and then we got little Warden down here who's our East German only boy. He doesn't buy anything else that's not East German.
No, hey, that's not entirely true.
I only see two things in your room that look like they're not East German: the UN hat and the firefighter helmet.
Actually, this is not a firefighter helmet. I would actually like to elaborate on that. This is a West German civil defense helmet.
West German.
It was used up until the 60s, where they just dropped it.
I swear that the West Germans use them for firefighters. Maybe I have something mixed up in my head.
Yes, these are almost the exact model of the firefighter, but the firefighter ones have a strap around it.
That's right.
And they also glow in the dark. These do not.
Okay, that's cool to know. You're pretty much an East German hoe. You come to me
Butch is trying to convert me to Soviet.
And I'm trying to convert you to West German, because I got some West German stuff.
Listen, I've bought this and that from you. Mm-hmm. Your West German garrison caps. I don't think you're going to convince me too much. I ain't going to lie.
Well, I'm trying to find some West German visor hats, but they're hard to find, actually.
I can believe it.
It's the weirdest thing. Because they're still producing them. But anyway.
But, yes, I am Warden. I am the little East German raccoon that terrorizes Covey's supplies.
Yeah.
If you wonder why Covey does not get any new rare items, it is because I am behind the scenes absolutely raiding him.
Yeah, anytime I get anything, I think you've only bought anything on my website once. Everything else you've bought was private ordered. Because I was like, hey, you might like this. Or you asked me, hey, do you got anything new? I'm like, well, let's see. Which is more work for me. I should probably be charging you more, but I don't give a shit.
No, you love me. Just a little bit.
Yeah, and you've actually been good. My wife actually adopted you.
Yes.
All but officially. So other than that sexual high sexual tension, we actually have a customer, or I guess community member requested topic to talk about. So, let me actually pull up his name real quick so I can shout him out and double check, because I'm sure he answered one of my Q&As. I'm like, okay, that's a really good topic because I talk about that all the time anyway. So BD4000, which is that's an interesting name. Just needs a little S in there, and that'd be really fun. BDSM, I guess. Anyway,
Hey,
I'm losing my mind. Everybody here has slight motor loss brain function. He asked, please talk about the skyrocketing prices on Eastern Bloc gear due to the Ukrainian and Russian conflict. So, I've talked about this before.
It's a really good question, though.
Prices are going up a lot because, and it's not just Eastern European, it's just all European, and most of the military surplus has gone up because countries are just wanting to hold on to the surplus because there's a looming threat of a new Cold War starting. So a lot of gear is not getting sold out of surplus as much as it was. Also because they're also giving it as aid to Ukraine. But I think when it happened, the first thing I noticed was helmets disappeared almost entirely across the board. I think the only 3 helmets I can get wholesale are Belgium helmets, which are the M1 copies. Serbian helmets are still, Serbian Yugoslavian helmets are still available. And I think Romanian M73s, but they might be out of stock now. They keep coming in and out. Gas masks got hit second. They dried up, but gas masks are always drying up, so it's been interesting.
I caught the gas mask incident before it happened. I have a large collection.
Well, that's because of Saluk. So
are they usable?
Well, yes, they are all usable, actually. And believe it or not, Saluk only gave me a few of my masks. A lot of mine have either come from Bread over in Germany.
Yep.
He's my private supplier.
Other than me.
Or,
and an Odiesian.
Yes. Well, you guys don't supply me with gas masks.
Yeah,
Liberty,
it's a bit harder to ship.
They are very hard to get in bulk. I'm really going to focus on trying to get gas masks next year, but it's not looking good.
Liberty is the only actually military of more than gas masks.
I got that. I got that from him recently. This is the first gas mask I bought for myself in 2 years.
PMK2?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I really love it. I literally only own 3 or 4 personal gas masks, and this is my 4th. So.
Wait. Shout out to Liberty.
Also, I had to get it. I just had to get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang that up one of these days, but
you know what? Just because Covey's displaying his, I gotta just yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Go up.
The stuff that I have back here isn't even the cool stuff. This is just like my extra stuff until I get actual shoveling put up. My cool shit's over here. But I need to get some hat stands made for these hats so that they're not getting damaged. But anyway.
Simply with my collection, I know you can see a little bit hiding over in here.
I mostly
corner.
I mostly see the dildos, so.
Oh, you weren't supposed to tell them.
Oh, hey, cat! Kitty cat!
Oh, wait.
It looks exactly like my parents' cat. Like, the coloring and everything, even the fat little chubby underbelly.
Her name is Cat. She's a cat. Last I checked.
That's the best. That's the best. Best ones. I have a cat and a dog, and then 2 goblins.
I'm right here.
No, you're not the goblin. You're the raccoon.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But
I don't know. You call me all kinds of things, so I never know.
Keep you guessing. Have you seen anything going on with the difference in prices of Odiesian or Vegas or Poppy?
Absolutely. I'd gotten those. What was it? Russian private military group. The
Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner group patches. Those sold out before I listed them.
Honestly, I don't think I ever saw them. I mean, now I'm like, you had those?
Yeah, I didn't
I'm really
even
jealous because I've been wanting one.
They were gone instantly.
I'm not surprised. I mean, as much as I really personally dislike the Wagner Group, so they're not on your website. Damn it! How did you even get those?
It's Gerald the Third.
You figure it out eventually if you Google around enough.
Yeah, that's fair. There's always stuff out there in hidey holes of the internet, but that's actually really cool. That stuff's getting that hell. They'll even make reproductions of those. So you got to be careful nowadays. But yeah, the majority. I had a bunch of supplies from Russia and Ukraine, and I actually lost a couple shipments in the Ukrainian mail. He shipped a couple days before the actual invasion happened. Honestly, I think that my supplier ran off with the money with the items, but I don't know. I'm not going to get after him. It is what it is. I lost money. It happens. It wasn't much. It was mostly pins and stuff. I had a big supplier in Russia who was one of the best guys with Russian metals on eBay. And then eBay shut him down. He couldn't ship it out to me. And so, I mean, I've been doing less Soviet stuff mainly because of it. Ukraine is usually the best place to get cheap Soviet gear. Uniforms, hats, gear, everything.
Like, you can't have cheap AI2s anymore because they were all in Ukraine.
Yeah, I mean, they're still there. They'll still come out one of these days. We can probably still get them out now, but it's not what it was, and it's probably not going to be like that again. But that's how history is. The cool thing is, I mean, then all the stuff from the actual conflict, captured items, fake captured items, that entire market exploded, and it's hard to get that stuff for a good price. And there's a lot of fakes going around where people just find a bulk supply of Russian modern hats and they sell it off as. I've seen a lot of that.
Just throw it in the mud.
I don't own any modern Russian Federation stuff myself. And I don't have anything from the conflict in my personal collection, believe it or not. Because every time I found one, I didn't want to pay it because it seemed way too much for $300 or $600 for a piece of a uniform. It was just fucking too crazy.
Covey, I hate to jump in on you, but have you seen the way Butch's package came in from Ukraine?
Yeah, I saw that.
A sandbag.
I got emails about it from USPS because I'd get a package and it's like multiple bags, and it's ridiculously sketchy.
Yeah, he literally got, what was it, like a little.
It was a sandbag.
Yeah,
it was a sandbag, and it was saran wrapped as well, just so it wouldn't get wet.
Yeah, I remember that actually. That was kind of fucking funny as fuck. I've gotten some interesting packages in the mail. I think my favorite one was a banana box from Sweden. I think I still have that. I think I store some of my patches in it. I did have a package that got from Russia to Israel to me because I paid something, and then the whole Ukraine stuff, and they finally got it out. And that was so many layers of stuff to cut through.
Vegas, I just tagged you in the message just so you can see what we're talking about.
I hope he keeps that sandbag. That's kind of funny.
He will. I guarantee it.
Maybe one of these days I should. I mean, I can't physically do it because it has shit inside. But maybe I should use one of my Storm, rapidly expanding sandbags and ship something inside of it.
I've been meaning to buy one. Like
I've been meaning to. I want to record a video where I actually do a ballistic tests for it.
Are those listed?
Yeah, they've been listed for a while. Actually, nobody's bought them, but I have barely marketed them or put them out on emails and shit. So I'm not surprised that they haven't sold.
You should. They would sell.
Yeah, I want to do a really good like gun YouTube quality video on testing those things ballistically, as I think that'd be really interesting to see, because it's made of this chemical fiber that when it touches water, the sandbag expands up from like a little burlap sack to an actual sandbag. And the cool shit is if the inside, it will dry out over the course of a week. So they are reusable. But if you lose one, the bag itself is burlap, so it degrades. The inside, actually, they were worried about it being environmentally unfriendly. So the actual inside that expands chemically, it will deteriorate and actually become fertilizer for trees. So if you ever lose one in a flood, oh well, the trees will be happy in about 10 years. So I thought that was really cool, and I really want to see what that mushy inside actually does ballistically. Because you know how sandbags are people will take bags because dirt is the best thing to protect against bullets. Absolutely the best thing. So I really want to see what this does because it's not dirt. So
if you send one to me, I can give you a taste test as well.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not edible.
Not.
Probably like silica or something in there.
Probably
It's
something
okay.
like that.
I'm from Ohio. We eat everything.
It's probably going to take all your fluids, which there isn't much because I know you don't drink, and just suck it in.
Hey, do you not see this pallet of water?
It hasn't changed in 3 weeks.
Hydrate.
Hydrate.
All right, listen.
Hydrate with cum.
I can explain.
Oh, that's good shit. Santa Pellegrino is one of my favorite import sodas. I had a bunch of that, especially the orange and the blood orange. Yeah. My mom would ship that to me in care packages back when I used to live in the dorms. That shit's good. Everybody in the dorms called it Father's beer because everybody called me Father, so it was my beer.
People still call you Father.
Yeah, I wonder who.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't call you Father. I call you everything but.
No, you call me Father. You call me Daddy. You call me Dad. You call me Papa. I don't like Daddy and Papa.
But we had this whole 11 thing going.
Yeah, but then you...
Speechless.
Yeah, that was weird. It's a good thing you're friends with my wife, because if she read our messages, she thinks I was gay or something.
The amount of pictures you get from me that make it really questionable.
I've seen more than I want to see.
Listen.
Don't get into DMs with him, Odiesian. Don't do it.
It was only a little nip slip.
God damn.
Only a little.
So, like, if for the people who are in my community, you know Butch, and you know Hayden, and you know Warden, and you know Misty, and you know Vegas, stay away from Warden.
I only bite a little.
God damn it. Also, you're from Ohio, which doesn't exist.
It does. You literally write Warden, and then you write Ohio, and it shows up at my doorstep. Something is working.
I literally don't use your own name when I ship you packages. I literally have you saved in my shipping profile. I just put Warden, and it just pulls up all your information. It doesn't even come in with your actual name on the package.
I'm aware, because my normal mailman just addresses me by Warden now.
Yeah, I don't even remember your name half the time. I know it's something with Seth. I can't remember your last name for the life of me.
Literally... Oh, you don't need to know the last name. It's fine.
Yeah. Something Italian. I can't remember. Vegas, are you, is Vegas your, you don't have to say it if you don't want to, but is Vegas your actual name?
Yeah.
Cool, that's actually a pretty cool name. I don't know. It's cool. I like it. I like cool names that aren't, like, too weird. Like Weston, it's a pretty fucking cool name. I got a good story about it.
It's a Wooston.
It's not Wooston. Okay. I've always loved my name because Weston isn't a very common name, but it's also not very weird. Like, take Leisha, some of those weird names. It's a pretty fair name. It means from the town in the west, from the old English dialect. They also have one for each cardinal direction. There's Weston, there's Sutton for south, there's Eton for the east, and then there's Norton for the north. Weston's the only one that actually sounds normal. I think Eton's the weirdest one.
What's wrong with Norton?
But no, actually, I named my dad's work truck Norton, and then he can't remember it, so he calls it Norbert. Because, whatever. Just go with it. Because I was pissing off my roommate by naming it. But anyway, I've only met like 3 or 4 other Westons in my entire life, and one of them, I cracked his head open on a stone block, and he had to go to the hospital. So...
Getting deja vu.
What? How do you have deja vu from that?
I think you've talked about it with Misty, maybe.
Did I? I don't remember. Because I ever told myself if I ever do stand-up comedy, this is going to be one of my bits. Because I might have. Maybe I did. I know you vividly watch my podcast, which is kind of concerning.
You know what? You're talking about stand-up comedy. I hope you don't expect any of us to stand up.
Yeah, let me just...
Yeah, I'm not standing on my... I don't want to see. That's a little too much, Poppy.
You know, the fact you're wearing pants actually surprises me.
Honestly,
You
I'm
have
just
been with me for 8 hours.
Pants, always. I sleep in
I
jeans
can't stand up. I can't stand
with
up.
a belt.
Neither can I. I'm happy we're on.
I'm not standing up.
You worried so much about your jacket.
Yeah, knowing Warden, none of us want him to stand up. Anyway,
No.
we got complete. To finish my story, I was a little kid, and there was another kid about a year younger than me, named Weston, and we were playing at the local rodeo, and we were on the back of my dad's truck. He tried to shoot me, like, bam, 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 like little 6-year-olds do. And then I kept shooting him. I'm like, bam, bam. And he's like, you missed, bam, bam, you missed, push, boom, I hit. Just sprayed everywhere. Luckily, my dad's pickup truck was right next to the ambulance, so it went straight to the hospital. I feel horrible. Their entire family won't talk to us anymore.
He was not calling his shots.
He was not. So I still feel horrible, but it is kind of a funny story. But that's also one of the reasons why I named my firstborn son Winston, because Winston's a little bit more of a common name. I always loved Winston. The name Winston just awesome, but it's also uncommon enough that he should be able to go to school and have nobody else named Winston, which is what I had, which is cool. So,
my child Winston, just because of that.
No, please don't. But that'd be kind of weird. First off, you're not going to have a child for 15 years. I know that.
Yeah, obviously.
Wow.
I have a mannequin head named Jared the Third.
Odiesian, you have any topics you'd like to talk about? Sorry, I have weird brain issues.
I'm sure you have a list already. You can start working on that.
You want me to do, you want me to do alphabetically or chronologically?
Chronologically, sure.
That's one of my favorite bits.
What did you think about first?
Sometimes I when everybody says, "What's wrong with you?" I say, "Do you want to know it in chronological order, time-lapse order, or from the best to the worst?" It's always my favorite line. My wife gets tired.
No, I kind of like the best to the worst. But rather than best to worst, why not worst to best?
Yeah, no, it's hard to tell what I consider best, the worst style or what. Anyway, it's just
okay.
Subordinate. Poppy, why is your memes and Instagram stuff reading so much about schizophrenia and other concerning aspects?
Good start would be, I was a niche micro internet celebrity until my accounts all got deleted, for being silly. So I just kind of carried that
meme account?
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
A few years old, had a decent following, but got deleted.
The best meme accounts do. So.
Yeah.
Always gotta have an... Oh, but that's gonna... I mean, your memes, I've always looked at them like, that's a pretty fucking cool meme, because it makes me think I'm just gonna buy something from this guy, and then he's gonna show up at my doorstep in full ghillie suit and say, you want to go to the woods? Because I bought something and he has my address. That's the kind of business you ring off as sometimes. And I love it. I love it.
That's about right.
Having that sort of a feel will make a certain following of followers.
And I've definitely been making that following pretty well.
It's been going up pretty good for you, actually. You'll get there. I know you will. You got the right attitude about it all, which is important. It's been an interesting month for all of us. I don't know how you've been doing on sales, but fuck, God, I hit 3 new records in the last 2 days, and it's been crazy. So, yeah, I got some big plans for 2023. Do you have any plans for your business wise, Poppy, for 2023? Because we are recording this on the 22nd of January, December.
We are?
December. I think it's still 2022. I think it's That's what my clock says. My cock, not my clock.
Yo.
Oh, I hate dyslexia. Anyway, what's your 2023 plans, Poppy?
More sales would definitely be a good start. Posting more in general. I've definitely been slacking on that.
It happens sometimes, especially when you're dealing with finals.
And I do have an email news update system, so maybe I'll start using that to send out emails on stuff.
Email marketing is pretty good. I found that it's not as big as it used to be. That's how Commando Store got really big. Is they were big
Yeah,
10
I
years ago.
love their newsletter.
Back when the email newsletter was huge and everybody was using emails all the time. It's not as used anymore. Like, I've been having my future employee, Butch, actually makes majority of my emails for me. And I've been trying to market it more, but if you don't market it, nobody's going to come for it. You got to get out there a lot and say, go check this out. Or you have to have sales, or you have to drive people to do it. It's not like it used to be. Back when everybody get on your website, they'd always subscribe, because we all know how that went back in the early 2000s and 2010s.
I'm ahead of everyone. I get Covey surplus telegraphs. I refuse to check my email, so Covey sends me a telegraph.
We don't make telegraphs,
It's
do
smoke
we?
signals.
I don't make telegraphs, do I? Butch, listen, look here. Okay, apparently I'm funding this, so I need to check this out. Something's going on.
You need to check it out. Like, it's amazing how well these telegraphs come through.
You know, that would make sense why there's a giant room in my storefront that just has clicky clacky noises coming out of it.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first got started, especially when the only supplier I had was SwissLink, which, if anybody's wanting to start a military surplus store in the United States, SwissLink is the best starter supplier that you can get, because they don't have minimum order requirements. They just have lot requirements. So if you buy an item, you have to buy the smallest unit, and then they can ship that out. So it's really good for startups. The second best one is Sturm, but Sturm has a larger minimum order requirement, so you have to have quite a couple $100s in order to actually place your first order. So that I put that out there. But anyway, when I got started, Sturm for SwissLink for a very short time had German telephone kits, which was just the box. You open it up, you have the telephone, you can run the wire to the other telephone. And I really wanted to fucking get them, and they were sold out before I could afford them. Because I just want to fucking have telephones running all over my house and just be running wires over and look like a schizophrenic guy in the woods. Just, hey, how you doing? I thought it'd be freaking hilarious. I'd love it if they get them back in. Lore, or any of you guys from SwissLink, please try to get those back in. Those are awesome.
I think I've seen those before, like on eBay or on Facebook.
Limited Quartermaster actually keeps getting them in every once in a while. That's probably where you saw them. But I don't know where his sources are coming from. And honestly, he has some fantastic sources that I are different than some of the other ones I deal with. So,
I see one on eBay right now.
Yeah, what is it, like $125?
No, 93 with $30 shipping from
That's pretty
Czech.
cheap. That's a pretty fair price, actually.
And it's quote quote never been used.
Don't believe
and
it.
it comes with all accessories. So it's not bad. I'll send it to you.
In the surplus world, if it's never used, quote unquote. Now, sometimes us surplus dealers, we get a wholesale deal that says this stuff hasn't been used. We get it. It comes in the original packaging, or it is so crispy fresh,
like NOS.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm sending this through Instagram now, but like, I just sent you a link.
Of course you did. Yeah, there it is right there. But yeah,
I wasn't.
There's I was actually really happy about for you, Odiesian. There's something that I've done that worked really well for me is my randomized bundles, and you took that and you didn't do the exact same thing. You changed it up. You made it a scav box, and I actually thought that was really clever. I think changing it up a little bit, maybe having some themes, was really good. I actually bought one of them, and I'm still happy with my hat, even though it's tight on my head, even though it's a size 60. But anyway.
Ran out of larger sizes, sadly.
It happens. It will happen quick all the time. Hell, today I sold within 2 hours, I sold all of my East German OD winter jackets size large within like 2 hours after Americana posted all their medium sizes. Everybody's like, oh, they're not getting larges? And then America's like, yeah, go get larges at Covey. Okay. It was gone. It's just gone like that. So, sorry, Seth. I'm not going to be able to get any more of those for you.
No, it's fine. I literally got my Strict Turn winter jacket coming in.
I'm sure we'll get one of these. Oh, you finally found one? Oh, did you get it without the collar? I did go to 4 of my suppliers and they didn't have the collars, but I'll keep looking.
I need the collar, but knowing that, it's easier to just get the jacket without the collar and then find a separate collar.
Yeah,
it's
those collars
really nice.
I find bulk packs of them all the time on eBay, and Nick, I'm gonna really try and focus on getting a decent amount of bulk of those collars because I think people like them because they also fit on the OD jack that's used by the NVA Infantry Work Service and also the KDA, so they fit on several different jackets.
They were the exact same fur collars. The only difference is they either came in OD or they came in strict turn, and it was just a small piece of fabric where it would button in that made the difference.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they were exactly the same.
So, that is one of the things I'm planning on 2023 is doing a lot of East German stuff, especially in bulk sizes the most I can, because I think East German stuff is it's more my style than the Soviet stuff that I tried to do so much with the last couple of years. And it's so much easier, more easier to get. And it's actually not as well known as Soviet stuff. I've been learning a lot of it by translating German and some of the some of the guides. Most of the books on East German stuff will just be the history of what happened. When did they put this into service and whatnot. They won't talk about the collecting. There's really no good collecting guide on East German surplus. And I'm trying to gather all my information so I can write a collecting guide on it because I think it's so interesting. But the cool thing is since Sturm bought majority of the East German surplus in the early 90s and continued to do so as Germany surplused it out, majority of the stuff is available in bulk. So it's a majority of the basic gear that was produced at the end of the 80s is available in bulk. So I can deal with bulk and deal with the collectibles.
Covey, you have also discovered that there is a slight amount of unknown history with the fact that East German gave away its helmets, as we know.
Yes,
and
you actually were the one.
You
were the one who got me started into researching this. So East Germany surplus when East Germany was still in Germany, still was alive, I guess you'd say it, before it got reunified with West Germany in 1990. They actually surplused a lot of this stuff out to allied countries of them, and then when Germany reunified it completely, they actually surplused some of their old gear from the NVA section to some of their allies. So there's actual East German stuff in a handful of Middle East countries and a handful of African countries. The African countries I haven't dived too deep into, but I've been looking into the following the East German M56 helmet line in Africa is really interesting because there's so many different countries that use it, and they usually put their own stickers or paint on them, especially Turkey. I've seen like 6 or 7 different variants of Turkish M56 helmets, especially available on sale. I need to do a video on it while the seller on eBay is selling them for about $140 to $150 a helmet, which that's actually a pretty fair price for a really cool piece of history. Nobody knows that you can find East German surplus that's been used by other countries and changed up and stuff. Mostly gear, like helmets and mag patches and stuff. I think that's really cool. Something I should definitely do more research on and maybe make a video out because I love East German M56 helmets. I love them. And when I was been researching them, trying to figure out all the different details about them and all, and then all of a sudden you say, hey, there's all these other countries that have them. And I'm like, fuck!
You're welcome for that.
So thank you.
Also, I found something really interesting recently.
Oh no. You should probably go to a doctor.
No, not that kind of interesting. It throws our knowledge of East German collecting for another loophole. It is a reused, possibly Bonzian East German vest. Like, it has the strict turn and different formats, but it is not East German in nature.
Okay. Well, the strict turn pattern or the raindrop pattern was used by a few different countries. Czechoslovakia had their own version of it, called the Yelklin, or also known as the VZ60, which I have some pockets of that. But I haven't heard of Bosnian using it.
Hold on, I'm going to send you a few pictures, because, like, I saw this, and it kind of spooked me, I ain't going to lie.
I like to focus a lot on East German stuff, if you haven't been able to tell, Poppy. Is there anything you specifically would like to focus in on?
Well, actually, I've specifically avoided any specializing in East German because I know that when it comes to that kind of stuff, you are the person that people should be able to go to most
That's what I'm trying to be, but I'm completely fine, and I want other people to deal with it, so don't feel like you have to not do it. Hell, today, Liberty Quartermaster had some East German bayonets go for sale, and I pushed people towards him. Okay, what is this? Okay, that is definitely not. That's definitely not original East German.
No, it's not.
It could be the same material. It's definitely been newly produced.
I was told that, like, after the fall of East Germany, that other countries would take the items and occasionally butcher them into separate pieces and build stuff like this.
I've heard that in the late 80s, which this is all hearsay, so if somebody else has any more information, please feel free to reach out and we can do an adjustment on this. But I've heard that East Germany was producing a lot of their own military items in the late 80s, getting ready to revamp all their military stuff with new equipment. And then the reunification happened and none of that got used. I heard that there was a lot, and I mean a lot, of rolls of original Strickton cloth that wasn't ever produced in anything, so I can't remember the exact term, but it's basically bulk East German textile material, and that stuff's been sold out and to a bunch of different people. I think the guy who made that hat for you, Warden, actually uses original East German textile material, if I remember right.
Well, yes.
So
the beauty.
What's that guy's name? Give a shout out for him because he has some cool shit. I definitely need to get myself some.
Is that the same one that made Misties?
Yes, it's the exact same hat, the same guy. That guy takes military-like stuff, and if you talk to him, he will make you your own item. Shirts, jackets, hats. Yeah. I freaking love that hat. I've been working on my own design for a military-like hat, and that's extremely similar to what I wanted. It's an East German cap that has ear flaps, like the M85 style. But it's
also got Polartec fleece inside of it.
Yeah, it I need to get myself one of those. It's nice. I haven't gotten anything from him personally, but
shout out to Walkpoint on Instagram.
Walkpoint, okay.
He actually does more than hats. He does full-blown uniforms. I actually have a future order for Strickturn gloves to actually fit my...
Oh, all 5 fingers, not the 3-finger ones?
No, it's the 3-finger. But normal East German gloves look baby. The ones I have cut off right here for the fingers. So at the first knuckle.
See, in my experience, never stop at the knuckle. So... I'm sorry. I can't.
But... actually, before I found the jacket, I was getting ready to request a updated exact model of the jacket. And he was willing to fulfill that when he opened orders back up.
Yeah, because he is a busy guy. I know that usually when you order something, it might take a couple months till he gets to you.
Oh, yes. I was on back order from the time that Misty got his hat till... early November.
Yeah, but when you're a guy who's taking either original materials or similar materials and making military-like clothing items by hand, it's pretty fucking cool. But he's got some cool shit.
He does.
I'm really happy for that. But that anyway, the whole thing about East German probably having a lot of backstock of their textile material, they probably sold it to companies and countries, so that could be original East German textile material. It's kind of hard to tell. We'd have to look at it like up close and compare the twills and stuff between it. But you have to. Goddamn it! You had to put something else on my radar. I have too many things on my wish list.
Yeah, I know. I keep adding onto that and just like, hey, look at that.
Although I hate looking at that and seeing how there's different rain patterns going in different directions, like that one pouch in the center is just going whoop, and everything else is going straight up and down. That bothers me sometimes.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of conflict on it's Bondian, it's Yugoslavian.
It's definitely not like highly produced quality. Looking at the interior, looks literally like insulation for the inside. Like
it is very much butchered together.
Yeah. But
to say the nicest.
But also having that picture of somebody with the looks like a Bosnian military police or something wearing that's kind of interesting.
I learn a lot from groups I'm in.
That's usually not a good thing. I know some of the groups you're in, and if you learn what they're learning, you'll probably be on the FBI watch list. So.
I already am. I've dragged you with me.
Poppy, is there anything you like to specifically collect yourself?
Not particularly. I just look for utility out of what I get.
Utilitarian stuff on the surplus is really important.
Yeah.
I know that's one of the things you like to push a lot, which is great. Everybody should do it. Cool thing about surplus is if you take military gear, you make it cheap, it becomes a very great utilitarian and self-sufficiency tool. Because you usually, if you spend $6,000 on a really nice chess piece, and it's made with pretty okay and stuff, but then it rips and you get really mad because you just broke $6,000 and you have to get it repaired or repair it yourself. Versus paying $50 for a nice chess piece. It comes with a rip, you sew it up yourself, you rip it up a couple more times, you sew it up yourself, you don't care. It's really great for self-sufficiency. So, yeah. I noticed a lot of the stuff you have is all stuff that you can go out and use. You don't do as many collectibles as I myself, which I actually recommend doing it that way. Not doing as many collectibles. Collectibles takes time and money. No.
Yeah.
But get out and touch grass. So.
Oh. I will not touch your grass.
I don't have grass currently. I have snow. For the first time this year.
God,
I miss Wisconsin.
It is getting cold.
It's -3 right now.
Oh, you lucky bastard. You stole my cold weather.
Finally.
It's a whole 44 degrees right now.
What the fuck?
That's as cold as it gets.
So, currently it is 37 and we have a low of -2. And then tomorrow it's not supposed to hit anywhere above 0.
Today and tomorrow is the worst for me. I miss Wisconsin winters. I hate Missouri winters. Missouri winters is nothing but ice and wind. Wisconsin winters is nothing but snow. And almost sometimes, depending on where you're at, no wind. And then you'd get really nice big snow drifts and it'd be extremely fucking cold all the time. But it's dry and it doesn't feel like it. Missouri's like a fucking jungle. It's always humid, except for when you need your crops to grow. And we have droughts in the summer. But then in the hottest part of the summer, it's like a jungle. And then in the winter, it gets really wet, so everything's icy all the time, and there's almost no snow. And I hate it. I hate it absolutely.
Do you want to come visit me then?
I'm thinking about going to visit Misty. He's like at -34 right now.
Yeah. It's always snowing up there.
We did try to get Misty to get on the podcast, but he's off for the holidays, so...
That's what he says, but supposedly...
He's still playing video games, so I don't know what he's doing.
He's still been spotted in Project Zomboid.
Yeah, he was on Project Zomboid. He isn't that busy with family.
Also, Warden, for those who don't know, in my personal Discord server, I host a dedicated Project Zomboid server where we all play video games. Me, Misty, Odiesian Supply, and some of the other guys here, we all play video games together. One of these days, I'm actually thinking about starting my own. I've already done a video game YouTube channel back in high school. Please do not find it, for the love of God. It's out there still. But nobody's found. I've told the guys, if you find it, let me know. But nobody's found it yet. Anyway,
I'm not going to tell you if I find it.
Please don't. It's horrible. It's high school quality.
I'm going to share it with Butch.
Everybody's a different person in high school. Give 2 years after high school, you're going to be a completely different person. So, never let the sins of
gamer weapon XX.
My username's pretty easy to find, so it's not real hard to go back and find it. Anyway, I'm thinking about doing a little bit more gaming content on my YouTube channel, which I hardly do YouTube right now because I want the surplus and firearm. I want to do surplus stuff, collecting stuff, and military firearm stuff. But if I want to do that, I want it to be a certain caliber of quality. And I'm just not ready to do that yet. Because I don't want to make the shit that I was making before. I want it to be good. So that's why I haven't been doing too much YouTube, except for the podcasts. I'm thinking about actually doing some of my video games with it. Because we play video games every once in a while to keep ourselves sane and have good times.
There's no sanity.
Project Zomboid insane? Really?
Like last night, we all played Left 4 Dead 2, and it was fucking awesome. I loved it. Much needed.
We had a tactical snack break.
We did have a tactical
cabbage.
I was eating a fucking foot-long coney cheese dog. You were eating cabbage. I don't even know what the fuck you were eating.
I was eating half a sub and ended up choking on bacon.
That's what that sound was. I just thought you were sucking your brother's dick or something.
I don't... No!
Sorry, that was a little rude. Your boyfriend's dick.
Well, I wasn't aware you were here.
We could hear you.
I know you can hear me, I would hope so.
I'm not giving you the satisfaction in that joke.
It's okay, Gerald the Third's laughing.
That's your boyfriend, isn't it?
No.
Sorry. Me and
No,
Gordon have a lot of sexual tension between us for some reason.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he calls me daddy every day, so...
No, sometimes it's Papa, sometimes it's Father, sometimes it's just Dad. It depends on what's going on.
Yeah, I call you a lot of things. I call you like stuff like Son, Seth,
Shithead.
Horden, or some other stuff.
Wait, hold on, you call me Horden?
I've never called you that. My mouth just kind of fucked up.
I was
That's a
gonna
new
say-
nickname I'm gonna bring into the table.
I swear to God.
I like nicknames, but I'm gonna call it Vegas. I'm gonna call you Pappy just because it fits. And then somebody's gonna start calling you Papa eventually. So I want that name to get away from me. So it's on to you now.
No,
You're
no,
welcome.
you're keeping Papa Covey.
No, he's Pappy.
He could be Pappy, but you're Papa.
No. Anyway. That's just a lot of tomfoolery bullshit. So, welcome to Asbesties. We talk about nothing and everything. So, I am kind of running low on topics because nobody actually answered my Q&A. So.
Oh, you know what? There was a topic that was not on the Q&A. Sturm. I know we have talked about them, but it seems like some people have confusion on whether Sturm products are authentic or reproduction.
So, first off, Sturm is a military surplus wholesale company. They were originally started in Germany in the 1990s, and then they opened up a side to their own. Basically, it's technically a separate company, but it's still called Sturm in Georgia in the United States. They sell only to businesses, and they sell bulk quantities to surplus stores like myself. It's me, Odiesian, Liberty Quartermasters, Shuchiki, and Americana Piping's main suppliers. But first off, I do plan on having a podcast with them one of these days. We've talked about it with them before. I just been kind of... It'd probably be middle of next year. I don't know. Whenever it works. But I do plan on having a podcast with them and actually talking about some of this and hearing their side of it. But there's a lot of interesting stuff. First off, Sturm is the Sturm and Miltech. Sturm is the surplus bulk side of it. They buy stuff from the governments. They buy stuff from their counterpart in Germany, and they sell it wholesale. Then there's Miltech, which is their own manufacturing modern clothing / reproduction company. They do reproductions of items. I love how both of you guys are looking at your phones. Phone check.
I'm looking at Strict Turn Fabric.
Okay. You guys are doing the works. But one thing I've noticed a lot of recently is there's a lot of misconception about East German reproductions and Sturm. First off, there's hardly any actual reproductions for East German items that I've found. Sturm does have a reproduction side that sells East German daggers and parade swords, which is great because originals are fucking expensive. So having those, I'm actually ordering one for a customer. Because I'm not going to stock them because that's too much money for me to sit on. But if somebody wants one of those for an enactment or a kit, talk to me. I can order you one. But anyway, there's almost no other actual East German stuff that's been faked yet. Definitely not as much as the Soviet stuff. What happened is a lot of times people will get an East German item and it will have the East German tags on them. This one is one of the... There's most of the tags you'll see are wide, and they have the letter code and the number code. This one's actually a short one, which is a very earlier production in the mid 70s. There's just a slight difference in manufacturers. But they also, Sturm actually has like 4 or 5 different stamps and tags I've seen where it says Sturm, made in Germany, or made in Germany, or just Sturm. I've seen several different variants of this. Those are not actually reproduction items. What I think happened, and I will verify this one of these days, the Sturm in Germany bought a lot of stuff up, and whenever they got it in, they would mark it just so they would know what items came from where, like what countries and whatnot. I have Czech VZ92 jackets that says Sturm made in Czech, the Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, I think that's like a trade law thing, like made in China, made in Switzerland.
That's actually a good point. I didn't even think about that. So they do that to show that for their own everything. So those items are not reproduction. So when you see an item that says Sturm, like an East German uniform or hat or whatever that says Sturm in there, that is not actually reproduction, most likely. That's just something that they did, and I think that's a lot of people is getting misconceptions of that. Now, I have seen a lot of the times people will get Miltech produced stuff confused as reproductions, especially Flecktarn, or I haven't proven this, but I've heard about East German Stricktarn winter jackets that are called Miltech. I need to double check and see if Miltech actually produced them, because Miltech did produce a lot of East German stuff. I recently found out that they're actually currently making the ASV East German military sports team jackets. And because I was so interested, they're actually ordering them into the United States. So we're going to be getting reproduction East German sports clothing because it's fucking hot and it's really hard to find. It's like 120, 150 a set, and that's for small sizes nowadays. So
Vegas, why have you shoved your entire finger in your mouth?
Wait, what? I saw that and completely just wrote it off like it didn't happen. What the fuck is wrong with...
No, I saw that and I was like, wait, hold on, no. Would you like to elaborate?
Black on my teeth. I don't know what else you want me to elaborate on.
Oh, I was just making sure you weren't just like absolutely shoving your finger down your throat.
Raw dogging myself.
Knew it.
I can't post this.
No, you won't. You're just gonna have to delete all the footage.
Oh, God. But
delete all the footage, voice over it. I don't know.
Just like put a censor bleep.
Nah, I don't. I can't. I don't. I have an editor who does this for me. He's just gonna have to figure out what he's gonna do. So most likely, yeah, I'm just gonna tell him to leave it in. So, Pistol Rocks, my editor. Hi, Pistol. How you doing? Hello.
Hi, don't cancel us.
Love you. I'm sorry for all the pictures I'm gonna ask you to put in here that I'm gonna forget to actually give you, so you don't know what the fuck to put in the video. I do that a lot.
Simply put a link over Covey's face that just blocks it out for half.
I'm sure he's doing that right now. Just
a link to Vegas's site.
Oh yeah, I normally ask him to put name bars over and links in the video in the video description, of course. Anyway,
make sure you put a counter for every time Vegas has shoved his fingers down his mouth.
No, don't. That's too much work for him. Yeah. I can't pay him that many hours. Come on.
Oh.
I pay him hourly, so he's gonna do it. Fuck. Okay. Anyway, that's stop messing with my editor. He's stop it. I'm losing my mind now. I'm already opening up my third glass of this rum, which is only 15% alcohol, so it's really not that much. I'm only drinking hard fucking.
Yeah, but how much of it is cum?
Well, let's see the viscosity of it.
Yeah, no, that's cum.
Oh yeah, that sticks to the side. That's cum.
I'd say at least 60%.
60% viscosity.
It's either some thick milk or that's cum.
I don't know why I keep getting, literally like, I didn't know this was going to be white. I mean, the bottle's white, but it's not clear through. I didn't know it was going to be like a cream. I was wanting rum because most of the rum I've ever had has always been black spiced rum. Kraken's amazing. I love Kraken. That shit will get me fucked up. And I don't like to get fucked up because I don't drink to get fucked up. I wanted like a really sweet good tasting rum that I could sip on or just drink and not be like high burning. Because there's a lot of rums out there that are all fruity and stuff, and that's what I wanted. So I just found this randomly, tried it, and it just ended up like cum. Just like the last podcast where I was drinking whiskey cream, or something like that, and it was cum. And then there's another bottle I bought, which is pecan whiskey, and it came out like white cream. Everything I'm buying is cum.
Cubby, I'm convinced you are only drinking cum.
Say something about your choices and drink there, then?
Well, I don't know. The bottles are not see-through.
Buy see-through bottle.
And whiskey's so expensive. This stuff's usually cheaper. So, on to the new topic of not cum.
So,
okay, Vegas, how many cabbages do you have in your house your room right now?
none.
It's gotta count. Mentally count.
5?
5? Okay, that's a pretty fair number. How long would that last you? 2 days?
No. That's gonna last him at least 5, with the fact that he also eats raw onions.
Yeah, I think I have around 6 of those left.
No. No.
Yes.
Do you have a roommate?
No.
Thank God that your fucking farts would kill somebody. God.
Not
How
that
do you
bad,
eat
actually.
raw onions? The guys in holes couldn't physically do that. What they did is they took apples, they cut the core out, they put the core of an onion in there, painted it red to make it look like a fucking onion, and there was apples in that fucking movie. If you remember that scene at the God's Thumb when they were eating.
Oh.
How does anybody eat an onion straight?
You just be built different. It's not that hard.
My entire thought of existence has been fucked. Okay, you have to make memes about this now. It's just, I don't know.
There's already
I'm lost.
videos of me doing it.
I'm lost. I'm fucking lost now. I don't even know what to do.
We have video evidence of this man eating cabbage.
Seriously?
Now,
okay, yeah, the cabbage, yeah, but fucking onions. Please do not eat onions on my podcast.
please eat an onion on his podcast.
But do you buy, which onions do you buy?
Sweet yellow.
Okay, that's a little better. See, sweet yellow, I usually like to mix that with potatoes. Cut it up, saute it, mix it with mashed potatoes. Fucking phenomenal.
Covey, I'm still upset that, I don't get Covey surplus emails, but Americana will not leave me the hell alone.
Have you not emailed subscribed?
No, I am not email subscribed.
Why not?
I don't know.
You go to my website, you put your email in the box that says email subscription. I can't.
I thought I did, and then I was like, Butch, I'm not. Can you fix that and just include me? And he's like, yeah. I still haven't received them.
Seriously, that's weird. We'll figure this out at the podcast. But Butch made a really fantastic Christmas email, and I was really surprised by him. Butch makes some really fucking great emails. That's why he's going to be my first employee, and you're probably going to be my second if you ever decide to get the fuck out of Ohio.
You know what? I need to finish college first.
I know,
and then I can.
Yeah, I'm no rush. It's just you like East German stuff, and I need somebody who's as passionate as I am.
There's a huge rush. I don't want you guys to be lied to. The only reason he's rushing me is I'm on my last semester of college, and now he's like, a employee.
I didn't actually know you were on your last semester either.
Yes,
we never really talk about your personal life because normally it involves a lot of condoms, so we don't talk about it.
Hold on.
No, Vegas,
you.
no. He's.
Hold on. Hold on. You want to talk about condoms?
No. Stop right there. Stop. We're not pulling out the East German vinyl. We're not pulling out the rain sets. God fucking damn it.
I have 5 more of these stashed in here.
God damn it. I don't even want to know if those. No.
You do want to know, because they have silly graphics on them, like cute little monsters, and I simply stole a bunch from the Friends and Family Center in my town. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to use these, but these are mine.
I can't. When Vegas gets back here, I'll tell the story of how I found a condom in one of my military uniforms.
Was it German?
No, actually.
What was it?
We'll talk about it when he gets back. I gotta wait till he gets his headphones on. Then we
He's
can talk
right
about
there.
I had potatoes in the oven for the past 5 hours.
Are they done?
No, they're good stuff.
Nice. I need to give you some more recipes. I'm the main cook in this household. I'm mom, dad. I do mostly cleaning and most of the cooking.
He's Mr.
Male
Mom.
life.
If you ever watch
Male life and girl boss.
If you ever watch, I think it's called Totoduku. I am Ryuji, or whatever, how you pronounce it.
Stop being a weeb.
Sorry, you told me that there's an anime with East German in it, and then I stopped anime back in high school, and then you told me about East German anime, and then I'm stuck again.
You absolutely loved Spy X Family.
I did, and my wife loved it so fucking much. Was so mad. We can't wait till the new.
Has she seen the second part?
We haven't finished the newest episodes. It's been like a month since we watched last. I think the last episode we watched is 18. We were getting we only like dub. We're only a dub, so when we're watching subbed, it's really hard for us to pay attention. So we're kind of waiting until all the dubbed comes out. But I recently showed her a movie. I've been wanting to watch this movie for years. I watched it. I'm like, this is phenomenal. I showed it to her. It's called The Shape of Voice, or A Silent Voice is the other name. Oh, fantastic movie. I'm kind of a weeb. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I remember watching it alone on my birthday.
Yeah, I watched it alone 2 weeks ago, and I almost became I almost cried because I actually found a lot of personal similarities between my high school life and that guy. So
Covey almost crying.
Yeah. Hey.
I wish I could have caught it on camera.
Any man who isn't afraid to cry isn't a man. So
yeah. Especially at something that feels similar to how something they've felt in their life.
Mm-hmm.
That's just simple stuff.
It's human to have emotions. And if you're a man who doesn't have an emotions or doesn't show off his sensitive sides or his what's it called? The vulnerability, you're not a man. So I learned that and I want to teach it to others. So
I simply do not have emotions. Cough, cough. I definitely didn't have a panic attack.
There was totally a time when you didn't talk about women with my wife. Talk to my wife about dating women.
Covey, I want you to understand, from now on, apparently I have to talk to your wife about my dating life.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she gets severely mad.
Mm-hmm. She's you call her mother. So,
Mrs. Covey, mother, if you're watching this, I hope you know, I literally tell you about my entire dating life. It is just that dry.
I mean, there was a time I asked you about manscaping tips. So,
yeah, that was an interesting
one thing I learned the last couple of years is be open about everything. Because if you're not going to learn.
Do you need more advice on manscaping?
No, it didn't work. So.
Hey, even the little tip I gave you?
Mm-hmm. None of it really worked. She really wasn't in the mood for a while, so it happens.
Oh, that's fine.
It's part of my life.
Also, apparently, I just subscribed to your newsletter.
About damn time. It's about damn time. In a minute, I'm gonna fucking. I swear I have Tourette's sometimes.
Covey. Corner. Go.
My wife plays that kind of music. I don't like that music myself. My wife plays it, and it's ingrained into my head.
Maybe the cabbage censored it.
Maybe it did. I did use one of those. I think I used one of that video for one of my TikToks. You know what I've noticed a lot recently? TikTok hasn't been doing the amount of stuff for me and other military supplement stores like it used to. See, Mayo Con got really big, really fast on TikTok. I've had about medium to good sized growth. People who started, like, I started, about a year ago on TikTok. Mayo Con started a few months before me. I didn't get to know him until a few months after. Liberty, Kuschiki, Miltech, and Sturm, and Swisslink, they all have TikTok accounts now, and it's taking forever for them to grow. And Swisslink had a video that actually had 1 million fucking views in 3 days, and their account's still pretty small. TikTok does not do the amount of growth for small businesses that it used to.
That's because now there are more businesses that are saturating what would have been an otherwise small niche.
That could be. Maybe I just hit the very tail end of it. But if followers haven't noticed, I haven't been doing many TikTok videos. One, because my time has gotten a lot stronger with the holidays. My working for my father's gotten busier, and my orders have fucking skyrocketed the last couple of months. So I've been focusing all time on getting orders out, and then working on new surplus, and then trying to get a video in here and there. But I've noticed whenever I have a really good video, it doesn't equal sales. Whenever I do really good content on Instagram or co-content with other creators on Instagram, it equals sales. Mm-hmm. Like, massively more so.
Are you using this for sales right now?
No. Yeah. This is for people who like the community. My YouTube isn't for sales. My TikTok, honestly, nowadays really isn't either.
Community? You mean the hostages I literally will not let leave?
Don't make me get that out. So.
Father?
AK? That's
Jared?
Airsoft.
Yeah.
It is.
I could tell by the weight. You just lifting that thing up like nothing. I'm like,
it actually is 10 pounds.
Okay. That's cool, though. I actually...
kilograms. It's quite heavy, but I have good forearm strength.
I was actually going to open up, and I might still do it one of these days, open up an airsoft range here in Nevada, but...
You still have to invite me to that.
Yeah, we can always play whenever people come by, but it's not a moneymaker for me, so I need to focus on my moneymaker, so I can expand. Because there was 3 extra avenues I was wanting to get into, and I'm kind of cutting it off until what I'm doing now actually works. I was going to do military scale model kits. I was actually ordered some this month, but then my supplier actually tried to... It took me a few extra days to get some paperwork finished, and before I could finish it, they threatened to charge me more money because I didn't get it done within a few days. So I'm like, that's a big red flag. I'm not doing business with you. When I want to do it, I can do it from somebody else. So, bye. One thing you should know, Odiesian, don't let people push you around, supply-wise and customer-wise. Customers, yeah, a little bit no, you gotta be nice, but if your suppliers are like, hey, you need to pay us this extra money for whatever else, or if they don't ever get back to you, don't work with them. It's not worth the effort. So
I simply just threaten Covey whenever I want stuff.
Yeah, he does.
And, like, he doesn't have any other option but to take the L and cope.
Well, there's a difference between when somebody who talks to me all the time versus somebody who orders something off my website. Which, I would be... If you come and talk to me all the time and hang out in the Discord and be a pretty decent human being and not some of the shitposters we get, I will treat you with the absolute utmost respect as I can.
You mean like the multiple times that you've been like, hey, that's a no-no. Do not attack them.
Yeah, I've gotten onto you a lot because you're like a bulldog who wants to attack everybody who gets mad. Yeah, you look like a bulldog. Cute when you're happy and angry when you're mad.
I don't know what you could possibly be talking about.
One of my... And you're already doing this, Poppy, but one of my biggest tips for small surplus businesses who want to start up, think really hard about what your personal morals are and the way you live your life, and you follow your business to your personal morals, and you won't ever have any issues that will actually make you not sleep at night. Because I treat people with respect. I have my set morals. Some of them are kind of weird, but because I have a Christian background and everything, but my morals are kind of weird. But if you run your business like you would treat a human being, and you try to be just a fucking human being, you will... It's more important than anything else. If you're running a business to make money, and not do something you love, like if you're just trying to get out there to get as much money as you can, you won't get very far eventually. You might. There's some people out there who make a lot of money. They have a big business, Amazon. But I've already, from the stuff you've already posted, I know that you center yourself around your personal morals, and I think that's extremely important in this, in anything you do. So, if the people watching, that is one of my biggest tips when starting your own business, side hustle, or the way you live your life, is really ground yourself in humility and morals, and try to be a human being. Because if you're trying to be a shitlord, people will treat you like a shitlord. So,
and your business will be known as a shitlord's business.
Yep. Which I had some issues with that when I started out. And I've been really thinking about it a lot this year. One thing about me, I compartmentalize everything, and I think of everything way too much. But I really grounded myself this year in what I really need to hold myself up to. So,
trust me, the behind the scenes, pump the covey up kind of chats that happen in mod talk, there's something.
I'm a human being, and I have bad moments. I made a shit ton of mistakes. Oh my god, I've made so many mistakes.
And it's okay to, feel bad for something you've done, but don't hold it against yourself because something bad happened that you could not be capable of stopping.
You gotta look at it. Think.
If thinking about that bad thing is making your own health in some way worse, then it's not helping you to continue thinking about it.
It started to do that to me this year, especially in July and August. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I know what I'm going to set myself up as. I know what I need to, my personal rules and everything I need to do as myself to be the person I want to be. And if you are going to cause issues, I'm not going to bat an eye. So, we had a lot of raids and a lot of bad shit going on with people attacking me. And actually, it's been kicking up again recently. There's a lot of people out there who actually really despise me.
I've noticed that from the constant onslaught that I woke up to that one morning. God, that was terrible. And
yesterday, or this morning, they actually did a lot of the shit to my wife, which I'm really not happy about. I deleted it before you woke up.
Different thing.
I did see she was like, what the fuck?
Because somebody was posting a bunch of everything they reposted was pinging her, and she works at nights. So I actually gave her a mod ability, so she sees that she can take care of it. But I told her, they're doing it to get at me. She's like, oh, okay. I thought they're just trying to sexually harass me. I'm like, no, they're doing it to make me angry, and I don't give a fuck. So.
Yeah, I think that's why I can never personally own a surplus store. I would be fine working for you.
One thing...
But me owning one, I don't have the tolerance to deal with people. I would snap way too fucking quick.
That's why if you're working for me and Butch is working for me, Butch is going to be my front man who talks to customers.
I'm going to end up being the guy in the back packing.
You're going to be the other guy. So,
I may also be like the absolute bombshell employee when, a Karen walks in and refuses to leave.
You're going to be the guy who'd be like, I will fight. Butch will be the guy like, shut the fuck up and get out. And I'll be like, shut the fuck up and get out.
You ever seen the TikTok? I forgot the user's name, but it's what used to be a surplus store, and there's the one nice guy up front, and then there's the drill sergeant background guy that comes out and the bad customers.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
That is literally going to be Covey surplus at some point.
Nah, it's not going to be like that. Honestly, I'm probably not going to have a storefront open. My storefront's only going to be open for apartment only. Unless I get so massive that I can afford to have a storefront open all the time and there's enough customers coming in. But locally, I don't have enough people locally to do that.
Yeah.
Two of the biggest mistakes I ever made was first start a Discord server for my surplus, which is also the best thing because I actually have a community that I can hang out with all the time, and that's why I haven't shut it off because you guys fucking love hanging out with you guys for some reason.
I don't know.
I
won't ever shut it off. I might turn off the link on my accounts and just say it's just us now. But I do.
I found it very hard to actually get in here until you gave me the link because all that stuff seems to have expired.
The only link that you can get onto the Discord is if you go to my link tree on any of my social media accounts. There's a Discord link. That is the only link that you can get in unless you talk to one of the mods and ask for it. because we're very selective because we had a lot of readers and shit, and they would share links, and then it all happened. And I'm currently setting up actual automated bot that's going to help with a lot of that because
I was actually meaning to talk to you.
We could talk about that later.
Yeah.
But I did adjust some settings today, which might help. But I was kind of mad because I changed one of the things, changed the explicit picture, and then I tried to post a picture of a sword, but it was posted a picture of it long ways like it's a dick, and it just deleted it, wouldn't let me post it.
That's scared the shit out of me.
So,
what was that noise?
I could think of a couple.
Okay, hold on. Poppy's getting schizophrenic. Maybe the FBI's there.
Oh fuck!
I got the Tommy. I got my AK.
Was that? Oh,
what sound?
It was like metal sound. Was that your selling thing?
No, my phone didn't ring off. Maybe my chair kind of creaked.
That was really weird.
It wouldn't have been very loud though.
Yeah, I don't have anything open that would make that sound.
You heard it through your headphones, not outside?
Yeah, it was definitely through the headphones.
Interesting.
It is secretly me.
Is that Doggo? I've never seen this Doggo before. What the fuck? She's so cute. I want to steal her.
Hold on. That's not the only dog. Hold on. Come on. Up. Dog.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Stand
that's
up.
so cute. I got a Great Pyrenees. I've always had Great White Pyrenees for the majority of my life. The one I have now, he's kind of a weirdo. He's short-haired. If you've ever seen a short-haired Great Pyrenees, it's because they mix with something else. Because Great Pyrenees are giant, big fucking dogs with white hair and extremely long. I love them.
No,
I fucking love them.
They're just babies.
They're so much. They're amazing dogs for farms because they're amazing at keeping critters away. They're very protective. What I did is I had my old dog Nemo. He was a pure-blood Great Pyrenees. We had him for like 13 years. I trained from a puppy to older. I trained him to know exactly the actual bounds of my property. So he would always go out every single night and morning and run them. And he would actually check the neighbors' animals too, because he didn't give a fuck if he was on somebody else's property. But he was my best dog. And now I have Rooster, who's a little bitch. But I still love him. So.
Yeah,
he's probably sleeping outside the door right now.
You love your annoying creatures. You love your dog.
First off, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna go outside and find my dog. For the people watching this, I just got this sweater, and it's a German Commando sweater. It's not my size, so you're gonna see a lot of my dad bod. I'm kind of chunky, so get ready for it. I don't give a fuck. I have 2 kids and a wife. I don't need to impress anyone else. So
yeah, that's how it is. That's a good mindset.
Wait, hold on. Yep. Oh yeah. Woo. Yeah.
Rooster. Come here. Come on. You want to come in? Come here.
Oh.
Hey, big old boy.
Oh my goodness, that is very short hair.
Over here. Okay. What do you want? Get out of here, bitch. We got Chester, who's a crackhead. Alright, everybody out.
Good deal. Wait, Dad, do I have to leave too?
For those of you who are watching this, I don't like my cat because she chewed up all of my bottle nipples. But I still have her. I was very threatened to just give her away. So.
No one told Covey, but it was actually me.
Why?
I already have one loot goblin in my house that I can't get rid of. I don't need a second. I don't need a raccoon in here.
The only answer why was I was hungry and Covey refuses to feed me often.
Do you know how expensive bottle nipples are?
I actually do. Don't ask why.
Expensive.
But I don't understand why they are so goddamn expensive. No, I do not have a child of my own.
Honestly, diapers are the worst expense out of all kids.
It depends.
Because it's hard because when you don't know what you're doing, it's hard to get them potty trained. So.
Yes, but brands also depend. Well, give a giant.
Everybody's
issue
munching on food as we're listening.
I am not eating for once.
Well, as I said, as we're listening to you. Here,
Hold
catch
on.
this. You ready? It was a nut. You got my nut in your mouth.
Oh, thank you. I love your nuts.
I love how the last podcast I recorded with Misty and Hayden was completely unhinged. It was hilarious. It was one of my favorite ones. This one is as equally, or this is more unhinged than the last one.
Yeah, but no one has a funny accent.
I mean, I
That's
could.
okay. I mean, listen, I tried to get Butch in here.
Okay, I need to bring the Rit out of me. If you had a chance to change your fate, would you? Oh, Papa, you should go get some more surplus. If not, I might get you a little bit of sucky.
I would like to sue Covey for that.
I used to be really good at my different accents. My speech impediment and my weird everything is kind of people think I'm British or Australian or weird shit. But I used to actually be really good at Austrians, British, and Scottish accents. But I haven't done it forever, so I kind of suck. So, Vegas, you got anything new coming in soon?
I don't really have any orders planned. But I'd actually like to recommend another wholesaler, Shrek Wholesaler. They have...
Yeah. They're not bad. I have a wholesale account with them. I've never ordered anything because all the prices are a little too high for me. But here's something interesting. Me and... okay, first off, I gotta go back 2 weeks ago. I was talking to Saluk, and Saluk was telling me about an idea he had of traveling to Poland, buying a shipping container, going to all the different old bunkers and surplus stores and filling it up and shipping it back to the United States, and then traveling himself to all the different surplus stores to deliver it. And then I told Americana this, and he says, actually, we were talking about maybe next year starting to travel, so I go out and actually go to warehouses and sort through stuff, because there's warehouses run by old people who don't know how to actually sell stuff online like Sturm and Swisslink does, or even East-West Trading, which I do recommend them, although the UK's government stuff is getting really fucking bad, and I hate it, and I personally can't afford to buy it without somebody else getting on me, but I still love them. They're still great guys. Sonny, if you're watching this, hi, I love you. That's actually me and Americana working together to get stuff from them, to get through enough stuff to make the UK shipping extra imports not affecting the actual prices. So that's the whole Strictron thing that's going to happen this month. Anyway, I just got off a tangent. There's some wholesalers out there that have big warehouses of stuff, and the way they do business is they want the people who own the stores to come to them, sort through the warehouse, get what they want, get the pallets up, ship them back, and then fly back to wherever they live. That's a fair business plan. That's not the way I do it because I have kids and I'm a little guy. I'm still young. I don't have a lot of money to be traveling all the time. But Americana is going to start doing that next year or two, and when I get older, I will start doing that. But we're actually talking. Apparently, Shrek has several, like 4 or 5 warehouses in the Chicago area, full of crates of surplus that they haven't sorted through. So I think me and Americana might work together to do that as a practice run. I don't know what's going to happen. It's too early to say. This could be later this year. It could be a couple of years from now.
Did you say Chicago?
Yes, because Shrek Wholesale is based in Chicago.
So I'm hearing I should drive up to Chicago for
wholesale
a little
only.
bit.
They might have a retail store that you can work with, but it is wholesale only, mostly.
I will buy an entire pallet. You doubt
One
me.
pallet?
But
I can't promise one.
So I know of Shrek Wholesale. They got some decent stuff. Majority of it's stuff that I don't like to deal in. And the stuff they do have...
It's mostly American.
Yeah, mostly American. They did have some... They didn't have them priced right, them marked right, but they were Soviet MiG fighter and helicopter fighter pilot helmets, and I really wanted them. I was still a little too small to actually afford them, and then they went out of stock. There's only like 3 or 4 things on there that is actually hits my normal profit margin for bulk surplus. If I want to just shorten my profit margin a little bit, I might get some of the other stuff they have, but they don't carry what I normally want. So, but thanks for the shout out. I do know of them. So, I don't know.
And gotten all of my USGI bandages just from them because they have
USG. Yeah, you do have USGI bandages.
I haven't posted pictures of them yet for some reason, but that's probably something I should do today, tomorrow.
Yeah, always good to do that. I do need to talk to you about. I have actually worked with you on. That's how we got started talking to each other. Is that you got some bulk stuff from me. I'm kind of surprised that still didn't sell, but I'm doing everything I can to send people to you because I think you're a cool guy and I think my customers would like your stuff. So, connectivity. But, whoa.
The only reason I don't buy from Vegas is I am very much strictly East German. Otherwise, like, I know.
I did send Vegas East German shoulder boards.
Yeah. I'm out of those.
I'm sure, but, like, I already bought, like, an entire rank system from you, Covey.
That's true. I mean, we need to finish filling out your collection. The biggest issue I had with you is you wanting to finish your kits, and then there wasn't very many things that I could supply for the kits after we got you going. So now I wanted to get you into collectibles because there's a lot more collectibles that I can actually supply you with.
Yes.
So
I'm aware of that, but like also, it is Christmas and our economy.
Oh yeah,
has absolutely hit shit bottom.
When was the last time I actually told you I had something you might like?
God, August.
It's been a while.
August, October.
Because there's the Flecton hat that you bought from me. That was a size 60.
Yes. Right here, actually, right here.
Yeah.
I don't understand why like everything East German size 60 actually fits as.
Well,
as said.
I have noticed the Flecton caps when they're used, they actually shrink a little bit. So
yeah.
Sometimes I find them where they have the like a size 8 and a slash in it and a size 7 next to it because I found that they have shrunk before, so you got to watch that. Especially Vegas if we do that Flecton deal with each other. I have noticed a couple of those items that the original tag says one number that's slashed out and has a different number. Usually it has a giant A on it, which I don't know what that means. It might have been rearmed or put back in a factory and fixed to something. I don't know. I need to learn about that.
My West German Garrison cap actually has a huge A on the side.
Yep, that's what they do. I think that means they've been put back into. They've been fixed up or something. I need to research it. My knowledge on West German and modern German Bundeswehr stuff is very lacking because there isn't as many books out there, but I'm planning on fixing that. The coolest thing is a lot of the factories that made stuff for the West German army from the 60s to the 80s to the 90s are still in company. They're still out there making stuff. So hopefully soon I can get into contact with them and learn some stuff. I also recently had a guy on Instagram come to me and say he's starting a military surplus store in Germany with his friend who already has the store, but they're about to make it bigger. When they do, they want to be part of our community because they like us. So I was giving him a bunch of tips, and we were talking about stuff because they'll be able to actually help us source a lot of stuff from Germany and Europe directly.
Yeah.
And we can help them source stuff from the U.S. So I'm like, oh yes, definitely, I'd love to. And the way I talked to him, the ideas that they have are fantastic, and I'm absolutely sure they're going to fit in with the rest of us. Yes. And also, we really don't have a good European counterpart that I can think of. German.military is fantastic, but he's in the UK, and his shipping prices suck because he's in the UK.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone in Germany, and he was telling me a lot of the issues they have in Germany is a majority of the population is very anti-government and they are very anti-surplus. I mean, obviously the German military right now is burning their surplus, which we should all start a petition for. Because Flectorn! We need more Flectorn!
We need more Strictarn!
Yeah, the Stricton's not the issue, it's the Flectorn. They're burning them in surplus.
I don't care. I want to keep everything.
But luckily, they usually reuse this stuff for older recruits and shit. So it's not like they're burning something that's only been slightly damaged. Yeah. They reuse their stuff. So luckily, also, maybe they'll get it fixed.
With your whole comment on you maybe teaming up with a group over in Germany, as much as I would love to join that bandwagon of buying stuff from them, you kind of know I have my private.
Yeah, you have Bread, which Bread is fantastic. I'm doing some stuff with him, but he is a fantastic man because of all the cool shit he's doing. So his time is different. Yep. This is an actual company, and they will be able to work with me more and stuff. Yeah. I'm still good. I still like Bread. I can't wait till this deal I'm working with him now gets finished up.
I wasn't aware that you actually finally got a deal with Brett.
Mm-hmm. He just told me he's moving, so when he gets done, he'll ship it out to me and I'll pay him. So I'm just waiting till then.
Do you mind informing me on what your order is?
East German Stricktorn M56 helmet covers with the mosquito netting, and East German M56 helmet covers the white traffic police.
Oh,
so I'm getting I think 5 or 10, I can't remember which one, of each of those.
Nice.
I'm really not going to I'm barely making any profit after the shipping price, but Brett is usually very great on getting prices because he'll let you know what he paid for them, what the shipping cost is, and then he usually asks for $20 to $50 on top of it. And that's what he makes off of it. He doesn't I got this for $10, I'll sell it to you for $12. He doesn't do that. He says, give me enough money to pay me, and he's fantastic about that. I love him. But he is a very busy man. He does so many different things. I'm sorry I keep cutting you off.
Yep. No, you're fine. No, this is exactly how he is in person. He cuts you off.
I can't stop talking. And I hate it when people interrupt me, so I really feel bad when I interrupt somebody else. So I do apologize for that.
Simply throw shit at him.
Yeah, just bonk, stop talking.
But yeah, no, Brett is an amazing private seller. All I want to call of him is Brett. I don't want to share his information because I know this is just a little side thing.
This is just a side thing. The people following this, most likely you won't ever get in contact with him and get stuff directly from him. He doesn't have the time for that.
You will merely ever hear mentions of Brett.
Mm-hmm.
He started off as my private seller. I met him through Saluk. He's done business with Saluk. He's done business with me, Covey, and Butch.
Mm-hmm.
But the amount of effort I had to get into Brett to merely speak to Covey and Butch was huge.
Mm-hmm. It took me a while to actually get him to talk to him.
Yes, and I respect his boundaries of not wanting to do this full time. I think he could do it full time because.
But it's not his thing. It's just a side gig. Which Surplus is a fantastic side gig. Full time store is a lot more stuff to it.
He's my main guy for German items, and it's so easy too. Most of my collection has come from Brett or Covey.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it and I know what I sold you and I know what he sold you. So there was a seller I was actually going to tell you about, Odiesian. I've done work with him, and Liberty Quartermaster's done work with him, and Saluk's done work with him. And before I did so, I was watching a Saluk live stream talking to him about it. Apparently, he stole a lot of money from Saluk. So I'm like, oh, okay. Everybody that I sent to him, he was a guy from Bulgaria. I was like, don't do business with him anymore. We're blacklisting him. A lot of the stuff that I've done with him, he was kind of sketchy. So I'm like, might have been a good thing that we finally had a big red flag. So I was literally getting ready to send you his stuff in Saluk. It's like, I should do that tomorrow. And then I watched the Saluk live stream talking to him. He's like, oh yeah, that guy stole money from me. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm glad that happened. So I won't name him, but please don't name him.
I hate to talk bad on surplus suppliers, but sometimes Saluk is very. He rubs people the wrong way.
He does, but he is a fantastic guy. He really is a great guy, and he really loves what he's doing, and he is very knowledgeable, and he's passionate about it. It's just he has a few shortcomings, like everyone else, like I do. I have shortcomings.
I will admit he really did messed up on his MSA seal. I finally got all the stuff from my order.
Yeah, majority.
Beautiful MSA.
The only bad stuff I've heard about Saluk is shipping times. So, I know his schedule is about the same as mine, so I understand. But there's a point where you gotta focus on stuff that should have been shipped out 2 months ago.
So,
but he did get it fixed up. I've heard from people they finally got this stuff, and he's finally catching back up with his stuff. So,
so this mask, it took about a month and a half to ship. He forgot the VPU, and the VPU took 3 months to ever reach me.
I think he's this is gonna I've noticed every store has one big mistake and then one from it. I think this is his. Mine was starting it full time at the beginning of June and July.
Yeah.
That was my big mistake.
I think your most recent mistake, that if it was not a regular customer, would have been a real big fuck up for you, was a certain customer's package that was left in the Mrs. car.
Yeah, we got him figured out. I ended up, the original package I sent to him still lost. I sent him another package and it got there in 2 days.
Yeah, no, if he was not a regular customer, that would have been a huge fuck up.
Yeah, that is unacceptable to me in any other circumstance. I fought with USPS very fucking hard about that, and I got paid back for it. They refunded me, and I just sent him more stuff, and it got there in 2 days. And I'm kind of pissed because he lives like 2 hours from me. So,
USPS they have their good moments,
and then they have the really bad moments.
The amount of times they have lost my package from you, and then like all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, we found it. We forgot to fucking send it out. It's been here at the post office.
That's just something about my local post office, just because there's a lot of old people working at my local post office, so I can't hate them for it.
Yeah.
And at least it's happening I haven't had many other issues, but I have like 75 packages to pack tomorrow, and I usually can only get about 20 done a day.
I feel like you are going to be bugging the Discord tomorrow about, hey, y'all want to spend time with me?
I don't know. I'm going to be exhausted tomorrow night, but I also like hanging out with you guys too much.
No, I mean...
Weston forgot to put himself on Do Not Disturb. Oopsie.
You know what? Is there any other topics we want to talk about before we end up the live streams today? We're almost at 2 hours on the live stream.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Did you just ask if you had any questions?
If you had any questions.
Is there anything you'd like to shout out, talk about before we head off? This is your chance to talk to the few people who watch this podcast.
Oh, hi, few people. Hi.
Apparently, I think the most person who watches every episode is you, Odiesian. I've noticed you've made memes and talked about and used my quotes for my podcasts on it, and I thought that was fantastic. I actually really loved it. I was like, he put a quote of something. What? that made me happy.
I mean, we're all just silly little guys.
Yeah, we're all just silly little guys having fun with each other. Not that way. Not right now. My moves.
I've had fun tonight. I don't usually come on podcast. I am very secretive on... I've never been on your podcast.
Yeah.
But I am very secretive on streams, podcasts. Covey, you only recently found out about the streams that I do for like D&D and gaming.
Yeah, there's another guy who keeps stealing you from me.
Yes, but like I usually keep that so secretive, so this is a giant outstep, but I do... Covey, if you would like to have me again sometime, I would love to come on here.
Absolutely. One of these days, I want to have us with Misty and maybe on another podcast.
Okay.
I will say I actually did record another podcast and I never uploaded it. I actually recorded this right before my trip to Wisconsin. It was with Middle East Militaria from Instagram.
Oh,
He's a great guy to talk to. But when I rewatched the footage after I got back from my vacation, it was not the quality that I wanted. It was my secondary guest, Greg, was having a family emergency, so he wasn't able to come, so it's just two of us. I did not have enough questions and conversations starters to talk about. So I love talking to him. I really didn't really feel bad not being able to upload that conversation with him. I'm definitely going to have him on again. But it was just, I'm really kind of getting picky on my quality. So
yeah,
it just wasn't to the level I wanted it to. So that's why I just kind of ignored it. So Middle East Militaria, I've talked to you about this before, but I do apologize for that. We'll get you on here again. He is a fantastic guy, by the way. For the people who don't know him, check him out on Instagram. It's Middle East Militaria. I've gotten so many really rare collectibles from him, and I have gotten some good bulk deals from him. He has fantastic stuff, and he only sells on Instagram. So
I've wanted to buy stuff from him, but I think he said he only took PayPal or something, and that was a pretty big issue for me. But otherwise, he has cool stuff.
Yeah. Well, he does have cool stuff, and he tries to get it at a pretty reasonable price. But if you're a camo collector, or you love collecting helmets or Middle East items, he's an amazing person to go to. There's some stuff I bought from him that I actually didn't make money on, but that was fine by me. Can't win them all. But there's some stuff I also have in my personal collection. Just for him. Anyway, enough shout out for him. This is Weston Covey from CoveySurplus.com. This beautiful man over here is Odiesian Supply, Vegas Poppy. You will now find him in our Discord, but check him out on Instagram and his website at Odiesian Supply. All the links will be in the description. He's cool, I think. If I wouldn't have him on here if I didn't think he was cool. So
obviously.
And then this goblin down here is Warden Seth, our local raccoon. So.
Little co-star.
And one little
itty bitty ant.
I am itty bitty.
Itty bitty titty committee. Sorry.
You're gonna get like insults or complaints that why the hell is Warden so far back? I am in bed.
Yeah, this is how he always plays video games. He sits way back there. He has his keyboard and mouse, and he just does everything from a big TV.
Well, I
literally
I'm
do.
in bed now. But
Yeah,
I have a foot of space.
But
far
away. But oh well, we don't want to see his face up close anyway.
No, you really don't.
Although I am happy, I finally talked him into actually growing his facial hair out, and he's doing much better than he used to do.
I'm sorry, I actually trimmed it.
I noticed. I'm mad about you, but we're going to talk about that later when you get your spanking.
Yo. Editor, keep that in.
Oh, you know what the funniest thing is that I actually completely forgot to talk about? When I went to Wisconsin, last epic, then we'll finish. I'm really happy about what you did, Odiesian, with the military surplus store's facial hair competition. Yeah. It was fantastic. I loved it. And I was visiting Americana when it happened, so I showed him. I'm like, hey, look at this guy. He's cool. And he made some comments to me about it, and he's like, that's kind of funny. And then we had other stuff to work with, but that was cool. I think one of the coolest things about you is how you're working with other surplus stores and actually being a community. Although your stuff with Kushjihi is kind of concerning.
It actually goes from before either of us sold surplus.
Mm-hmm.
So, we were both just niche internet micro celebrities posting our shit. Very separate kinds of shit. He definitely specialized in militaria pictures and such.
Yes, I've heard about some of that. But I don't know any of the background for any of this, so this is I'm just like, gossip. But.
Yeah, it's not personal on his business. It's just something I've held up. Ironically, like a very strong hatred of Ohio down there.
Yeah. It's just one of those funny little things we have with each other.
Ohio exists. It is fantastic.
Ohio is a government conspiracy. It doesn't exist. You are the SCP Foundation.
Actually, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You know the SCP for Endless IKEA? Ohio is literally just the inside of a Endless Target. There is no Ohio.
No, you are definitely the inside of an Endless Walmart. Target is way too good for you.
Listen, the crackheads are only doing a little bit of crack here and there.
Yeah, that's not Target, that's Walmart, without a doubt.
That's a Waffle House.
And Waffle House would be an upgrade. Anyway, I think we're going to end the stream there. Thank you guys for coming. We'll got to hang out again. Odiesian, you actually do live stream a lot, so check him out.
I'm live streaming right now, 23 hours and 53 minutes on this session.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of fucking 24-hour streams, and it's scaring me. Because you just eat cabbage and you just play Warframe and Roblox, and that's it. Which, I mean, everybody has a kink, so. Thank you guys for joining. I'm Weston Covey from Covey Suppose. Don't eat too much cosplaying. This is the time you guys get to say your shout-out or your catchphrase.
I don't have a catchphrase.
That's a perfect catchphrase.
Kill people.
I swear you're going to say touch grass, but kill people is way more than I expected.